Hey y'all! So I went to two queer play parties and I forgot to tell you guys about it. And secondly, I forgot that so much stuff had been sent to the office and that I had not had the time to actually sit and pass through like what exactly is what to actually like present about it and to share some of my top recommendations. So the book tour is done and now I'm getting down to actually like sorting some stuff out, consolidating everything. So thank you so much for your patience and thank you so much everyone for supporting the work. So, the camera is like this because I'm going to actually show you some really cool hauls, like stuff that I got from my hauls, and you can see it only up close like that. It's an experiment, let's see if it works. So, what are play parties and what are like intimacy positive spaces, right? They are spaces where there's consent, so you feel really safe. Firstly, right? So it's not something that's aggressive. It's not something that people are coming to take something from you or that you have to give something to someone. It is just a space where intimacy is celebrated, nourished, and nurtured. Everyone assumes that you're an adult, so you know what you're doing over there. If someone harms you, the organizers are really good at kind of asking you to get out, which I think is really important. And it's a space where you can explore not just sex in terms of penetration or something old school, but like just enjoy being in your body fully. So like so many of us with sexual trauma, right? Like the actresses that I've interviewed, people that I've been talking to in my Unashamed movement have been saying, Neha, my back hurts when I walk in India and I don't know why. And it's because I walk like this, I always cover my boobs when I go to like say, take the milk from outside or when I go to get the newspaper. I mean, we live in this thoroughly repressed culture. Of course, some of us don't have that problem where we are like more elite, but others of us who have to work and go to Indian offices and like walk on the streets, a lot of us have to protect our bodies constantly, right? So there's a lot of repression that our bodies carry. We not only walk with our shoulders down, we also close our bodies. This is men, women, transgender people, non-binary people, anyhow, however you identify in a gender orientation form, your biology kind of reflects that. And so these play parties are places where you can just be free to play because you are safe. And so couples who swing, they end up coming, single women end up coming, single men end up coming, transgender people end up coming, people end up dancing, in free-flowing robes and clothes. You exchange, like I got this amazing book from someone that I knew there. This is like one of the PhD level books in our field, and it's like all tone, but I love like used books so much because this book is rarely available now in this edition. So this queer person exchanged this book with me and I gave them like my new book, etc. So you do all these fun things without any restriction or any moral policing of that you have to behave this way or this way, or not even that crazy casual sex culture that is so rampant, which is just like, oh, go and sleep with her, go have these many drinks. Like in play parties, if you are too drunk or if you're on substances and stuff, they tell you to get out. So, as a sex therapist, I've been in this movement for a long time, but to go as an author was very, very beautiful. So I wanted to update you that there's a lot of play party culture opening up in India, and we will have to do, like we as the pioneers of the movement will have to do more to ensure that it reaches more people in a safe and accessible way. I'm not sure how it will happen in a mainstream way. Of course, these spaces exist in the underground spaces, and remember, they're nothing to do with cheating. They're nothing to do with like hiding something. In fact, it's going to use your voice and your body courageously to just take space, to sit happily without someone like harassing you for a date or etc, but at the same time enjoying yourself in a liberated way around this topic of pleasure and intimacy. So that was beautiful. And then I picked up this little toy. I don't know if you see it. So this is like a little tongue, and so you can do things with it. Of course, you can play around with it. This goes inside. This is a little nub that goes inside. on off, and it is supposed to imitate, you know exactly what, and it is for people of all types, but specifically people with bigger vulvas may enjoy this one. So this is all the rage in the US now. It's called the rose toy. So if you just Google like rose toy, if you're anywhere in the US or abroad, you should find a version of this. I think it's specifically beneficial for people who have a difficult time with insertion because it's so huge, and especially if you're in a private place, it can do a lot to just open your vulva muscle up. Like I keep saying with vaginismus, the muscle kind of shrinks and feels unsafe. So if you just work with this tool for some time in a safe, compassionate, intimate way, it really helps. So this is a rose toy, wonderful. And then here I have all my haul from That Sassy Thing, which is one of my favorite creators in India. And they send me this, you know, with things to keep their toys in. And I just love how organized they are. They have toy cleaners, which I just love. Shout out Sachi and Himanshu. Close it and you just like keep it there. So what I love is the new toy called Tickle. It's called Tickle, and it is a similar one. It has a nub over here. You know exactly where this nub goes. On, off, 2 different settings, and the whole thing vibrates or just the tongue vibrates, which is also rather exciting. So again, excellent one. You can combine it with some of their older toys, you know, to have a stimulation in one place and then a stimulation in another place. Really handy. They all fit in the size of your hand. Beautiful. Okay, of course, this is ultimate. So this is Satisfier Pro. This is excellent not just for vaginismus, but any kind of sexual trauma, rape, any kind of like voyeurism that you've experienced that kind of closes your body up, or if you just don't enjoy, you know, intimacy or pleasure from another person. What this does is, especially if you have a vulva, is there's like a fan, and it looks like one of those makeup toys. I'm not huge into makeup, so I don't know what it's called. But in our space, this is literally like a rotator. It's a fan rotator. It meets your nub, and you just go like that. So essentially, it's like that. Yeah. And it's beautiful, handy, of course, expensive as hell. If you can afford it, if you like to gift it to your partner, to your wife, you know, to your girlfriend, to anyone that you love and care about that will appreciate a toy as a gift, this is the one to go for. I'm not sure if there are versions of this in India right now, but abroad it is one of those ones, you know, after the magic wand, like this is the one that really kind of took it out of the ballpark, like out of the park. Like people were just like, wow, I have never experienced an O, and now I can experience an O all the time. So absolutely beautiful. This is another one which I should probably do a larger video about, because I have so many things to say about this one, so I will do that later. Okay, for now, this is my haul. I have to run to a court case, so I'm gonna go. Okay, bye.